All right, let's dive into one of the most respected, and let's be honest, one of the toughest credentials in the entire world of finance. We're talking about the Chartered Financial Analyst program, better known as the CFA.
So, if you're serious about reaching the top of the investment game, this is probably a question you've asked yourself. The CFA charter is a huge undertaking, for sure, but the payoff for your career, it can be absolutely massive.
So, what exactly is it? Well, at its core, the program is a series of three incredibly rigorous exams: Level I, Level II, and Level III. Each one is designed to test your complete mastery of everything from investment tools and asset valuation to full on portfolio and wealth management.
And this quote from the CFA Institute itself really gets to the heart of why so many people put themselves through it. In an industry as cutthroat as finance, having those three letters after your name, well, it's a game changer. It signals to everyone that you've met the absolute gold standard.
Earning this charter isn't a sprint, it is a full on journey. It's really structured like a climb, with three distinct levels, and each stage builds on the last, taking you all the way from foundational knowledge to true strategic mastery.
You know, what's so interesting here is how you can literally see the progression. Level I is all about learning the basic tools. Then, Level 2 makes you actually apply those tools in complex situations. And by Level 3, you're expected to integrate everything to make real-world portfolio decisions. Now, look at those pass rates. You'd think they'd go down as the exams get harder, right? But they actually go up. It tells you something really important. The further you get, the more dedicated the candidate pool becomes. The people who make it to Level 3 are the ones who are truly committed.
And just to put the difficulty into perspective, an independent agency in the UK actually benchmarked these exams. Level 1, it's like a diploma. Level 2 is comparable to an entire bachelor's degree. And Level 3, that's on the same level as a master's degree. So yeah, this is not just another weekend certification course, it's a massive academic and professional challenge.
Okay, so we've established the academic side is intense. Well, what does that actually look like in terms of pure effort? Well, that brings us to the time commitment, which is substantial.
300. This number is legendary in CFA circles. The CFA Institute surveys successful candidates, and on average, they report spending over 300 hours studying for each and every level. Just think about that for a second. That's basically like taking on a part-time job for 6 months straight, on top of your actual job and, your life. The real challenge isn't just understanding the concepts, it's the sheer crushing volume of material you have to master across 10 different subject areas.
And this chart right here, it just drives that point home. With pass rates that are consistently below 50% for the first two levels, you can see why this is considered one of the hardest professional exams on the planet. Failing is common, which honestly just makes passing it feel that much more incredible.
All right, we've talked a lot about the mountain you have to climb. So how in the world do you actually get to the top? Well, it's not about luck. It is all about having a rock-solid, strategic plan.
So most charter holders will tell you that a 6-month study window is the sweet spot. The first 3 months, that's all about absorbing the material. You're reading, you're summarizing, you're taking notes. But here's where the real magic happens. Months 4 and 5 are for relentless practice. We're talking thousands of questions. Then that final month is all about mock exams. Simulating the real thing over and over is absolutely crucial for building up your stamina and nailing your timing.
Now for some insider tips, the kind of stuff you only learn from people who've actually been through it. First, start early to avoid burnout. It's a marathon. Second, that calculator, it needs to become your best friend. Know it inside and out. And listen up, because this last one is a biggie. Do not ignore ethics. It's heavily weighted, and if your score is right on that pass-fail line, a strong ethics score can literally be the ethics adjustment that pushes you over the top. You also have a really important choice to make about your study materials. You can go with the official CFA curriculum. It's the source of truth. Every single question comes from it. But it is gigantic. Or you can use third-party prep notes, like Schweser, which are way more condensed and can save you hundreds of hours. The catch? They might skim over a tiny detail that ends up on the exam. It's a calculated risk. And honestly, most candidates end up using a combination of both.
So let's say you've done it. You've passed all 3 exams. It feels like the end of the marathon, right? Well, almost. There are still a few final steps before you can officially cross that finish line. First, you got to get through exam day itself. This is your checklist, and there are no exceptions. You need a valid international passport for your ID. You need an approved calculator, and you probably want to bring a backup. A clear water bottle with no labels,
And arriving at least 30 minutes early, that's totally non-negotiable. So once you've passed level 3, there are 2 more big boxes to check. You have to get 4,000 hours of relevant work experience, and it has to be spread over at least 3 years. Then you apply to become a member of the CFA Institute, which means you have to pledge to uphold their code of ethics by signing a professional conduct statement every single year.
And after all of that, the hundreds of hours of studying, the high-stakes exams, the years of relevant experience, you've done it. You can officially put those 3 powerful letters, CFA, after your name and join a really elite global network of finance professionals.
The path is incredibly demanding. There is no doubt about that. But it's also clear. It's achievable for anyone with the right strategy and the dedication to see it through. So the only question left to ask is, are you ready to start your journey?